Hello everyone, for those of you that have finished the last three, we've now got passage Fabula 61. The anchor is weighed. Interea is dies apetebat, quem Jason per nuntius edixerat. Meanwhile, that day is day dies. That day was approaching which Jason had set out per nuntios through his messengers edixerat, pluperfect there. Et, and, now this is a longer sentence, so let's find our subject first. Or actually, in order to find the subject, we want to look at the main verb. So let's go right until we find the main verb, which I believe will be conveniebant, right at the end of the sentence where we normally find verbs. So we've got there, that means that we need to find a nominative plural ending. So once we've found our verb, that's going to help us to find our subject, which is the first thing we need to do. So I'm going to find that in multi. And many people, adjective as noun there, and many people, conveniebant, were gathering undique, on all sides, and many people were gathering on all sides, quos, whom, relative pronoun in the accusative, whom, out, either. Now, we need to find a subject of this particular clause, whom either the novitas is going to be the subject, the novelty of the re genitive of the affair, out, or the hope, gloriae of glory, movebat, was moving. So, and many people were gathering from all regions of Greece, or they conveniebant, and many people were gathering everywhere from all regions of Greece, whom either the novelty of the affair or the hope of glory was moving. I would have thought that should have been movebat. But we move on. Traditum est. It has been handed down, autem, however, that in this number, fuisse, that Herculem, accusative, fuisse, it has been handed down, Hercules to have been. This is an accusative infinitive indirect statement, following a verb of saying or thinking, traditum. It has been handed down Hercules to have been in, or it has been handed down that Hercules was in this number. De quo, about whom, per scripsimus, we have written multa, many things above. Those were in the previous passages of the Fabula, if you remember. So, about whom we have written above. Orpheus, the Cythara, the most praeclarissimum, the most famous Cythara playing. The Cythara was like an ancient form of the guitar, first sort of early form of the guitar, where we get the word guitar from, I think. The praeclarissimum is obviously superlative there, the most famous issimum, obviously preparing us for a superlative. Orpheus, the most famous Cythara playing. You've probably heard of the myth, I say probably, I'm not sure if people have, but you've got the famous myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. When Eurydice dies, Orpheus visits the underworld and he charms the underworld. He's such a brilliant musician that he even charms the rocks, and because he's charmed them so much, they agree that he's allowed to take his beautiful wife Eurydice back up to earth, and on the proviso that he doesn't turn around and look at her, which unfortunately he does, so she gets dragged back down. It's a very sad story. So, Orpheus, the most famous Cythara player. Theseus, Castor. Theseus, famous I suppose for Ariadne and the Minotaur particularly, and Castor, one of the two brothers, Castor and Pollux, about whom we have heard perhaps through the constellations, the stars. So, Theseus, Castor, and many others, quorum of whom the nomina, the names are notissima, another superlative, most well known. Ex his, now this is a difficult sentence, so you need to go slowly through the ex his. From these, Jason is going to be the subject, so Jason, arbitratus, from arbitror, arbitratus est, looks passive but is active, that's because it's a deponent verb. So, Jason, let's find our subject first. Jason arbitratus est. Jason judged, quos, whom, ex his, from these people, esse, worthy to be, or judged whom to be paratissimos. Jason judged whom from this number to be the paratissimos, to be the most prepared. Paratissimos, another superlative. Now, this is ad omnia pericula subeunda. We had a sentence similar to that in a Caesar passage last year that appeared, in fact, in a sack. It was quite a difficult sentence. Again, these fabulae are so good that you can, if you do enough of them, you practice enough of them, you understand them, then you might see the same sort of structures elsewhere in other unseen. So Jason judged, arbitratus est, whom from these to be most, or were, whom from these were the most prepared, ad omnia, literally for all dangers, subeanda, to be undertaken, literally to take on all dangers. That is a gerundive because it's passive, it's agreeing with the pericula. So Jason judged whom from all of these to be the most prepared for all dangers to be taken on, for all dangers being taken on. It is a passive gerundive. All gerundives are, of course, passive. So, subeunda there is going to be the gerundive describing, as we said, the the pericula. Okay, we move on with the next bit. So from whom Jason judged whom from these people were the most prepared to take on all dangers. He added those men to his number of 50, and he adjuncted, and he joined his socios, and he joined them as allies sibi to himself. The next bit, tum paukos. We've got the let's get rid of the subeunda bit that we've got there. Tum paukos. Then commemoratus, having lingered paukos dies, having lingered for a few days. You've got there the having lingered for a few days. That is going to be time how long accusative. Commemoratus, perfect active participle. Then having lingered for a few days. Ut, in order. Compararet, in order to obtain. Subsidia, support or help. Ad omnis casus, for all misfortunes. Ut, purpose clause there, in order that he might obtain support for all eventualities. He deduxit. He led out. He launched his ship. Et and nactus, again a perfect active participle, and having obtained tempestatem, a wind. Ad idoneam, literally suitable. Ad navigandum, so having obtained a tempestatem idoneam, those two words agreeing with each other, having obtained a wind suitable for sailing, nactus, perfect active participle, he soluit, he launched, he set off with magno cum magno, with great applause, omnium, of everyone. So then commemoratus rather, having lingered for a few days, perfect active participle, in order to obtain support for all eventualities, he launched the ship, and having obtained nactus, a wind, idoneam, suitable, ad navigandum, gerund there, for sailing. Obviously here it's a verbal noun, it's active, so that's why it's a gerund rather than a gerund. If it doesn't agree with anything in the sentence, that's how you identify a gerund. Having obtained a wind suitable for sailing, he set off with great applause of everyone. And that is the story number 61, The Anchor is Weighed. I'll see you all tomorrow.